Welcome to the third episode of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic Again. I am Tiger Height.
And I am your glorious champion of the world, the Gallery of Many Peanuts.
Apparently, Peanut Gallery now comes out of his room to Roman Reigns' new theme song, which he doesn't like.
Not a fan of it.
No, I'm bothered by that immensely. Anyway.
It's so generic.
You know what? I'm not even going to, dignify that with a response.
I mean, come on. AAA has better theme songs.
Okay, there's something called a copyright difference.
That's
okay?
true.
So, this is what's going on. So this is kind of what's going on with this. Usually, AAA does Rey de Reyes as a pay-per-view. But this was their first big event this year, so they actually have a great contract with the Space Channel, which is there. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that, which you'll hear a lot of here because we're stupid English people and build the wall. So
yes.
So let's do a quick little review of Rey de Reyes.
Yes,
starting with our first contest.
What? So let's talk about
the thing in general.
Yeah, let's talk about the event in general first, and then we'll do the matches. So again, as far as any rivalries go or anything like that, between the combination of the fact this is their first show they've run pretty much this year, and the fact that there have been many vacancies. There really isn't a lot to say about it.
They've had some build, obviously. There was some Triple Mania spillover and all that. So number one, before we even get into it, how fucking cool was the setting of this show?
That was an awesome setting for the show.
So they were in La Perdo Cochula? I'm pretty sure I butchered that.
So they were in basically a suburb of Puebla, New Mexico.
Yes, it's a suburb, and they were right next to this really cool 15th century church. And, the hard camera, or where the commentators were sitting, where they showed them quite a bit. It was right at the foot of the structure that this church was on. And they had it lit up. It was just visually spectacular. And that was the one thing I really liked. Also, they had this little market out.
Yeah.
So I guess they actually had AAA merchandise for people to go through and sell and shit too, which I thought was really cool. Kind of wish they showed that more, but they really didn't.
Right.
Anyway, overall, I really enjoyed this show.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great show.
It was, the setting was awesome. There weren't any fans, but they showcased the city culture and everything like that. So it was pretty cool.
Right. And, you got a lot of that cultural thing. They actually did a cool Aztec ceremony to start off the show. And they had,
I don't think it was an Aztec ceremony. I think it was just a cultural, hey, this is where we're at sort of thing.
With the drums and the little, horn, or the little shell thing that they were blowing into.
Yeah,
I am very culturally ignorant about Mexican culture.
Yeah,
so
that was just the area that they were in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but obviously
it was a very cultural event, let's put it that way.
Right.
A lot of showcasing of, the signs and stuff that they have in the plaza. Those are actually there. Those are, permanent fixtures in that plaza.
Right, and it was a really cool visual. They built it really nicely around it. It kind of felt incorporated into the show.
Right.
It was neat. Good.
Yep.
Good meat? Okay, so let's go into our first match, which was the 5-way match, and they did not do any kind of promotion of what the point of this match was, but here in Wikipedia, they just kind of shoehorned in that the winner would receive a World Cruiserweight Championship match at some point in time later.
Which was highlighted by the fact that after this match was over,
Laredo Kid came out to talk to Látigo,
who was the eventual winner of this 5-way match.
So it was Látigo, DinastÍa, Toxin, I'm sorry, Aramís, and Arez. So, okay, you can pronounce these words, but you cannot pronounce Ingobernables.
No, I cannot pronounce Ingobernables.
It's so weird. I think it's the vowel thing.
I think so. Ingobernables.
I think after a while, you get it. Anyway, this was a great opener. I thought there were some weird pacing issues, and there were some spots. It was okay, this was clearly set up, but I think for 85% of the spots, it was very smooth transition.
It was. They were very safe on the outside, which I kind of expected.
Because it was essentially like a little thing and then concrete.
Right.
So they had to be really, really careful.
There were no barricades either.
No, there were no barricades. So it was very much...
It was very open.
Right. And when they did like a suicide dive, it would be up the ramp because the whole ramp was padded.
Right.
So they were fine there. But for the most part, it was more of like a big rainbow dive instead of a suicide dive. Right. But the opening match was really good. I really, really liked it.
Really set the pace very well.
It really did, and people were like, oh my god, it was Spot Fest. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's called Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre. So you might as well call it Spot Fest Libre.
Right, and then it was like one move, Látigo. Látigo won with like literally just a clothesline. Yeah. It was a lariat, and he won. So I was like, wow, all these crazy like arm drags. I've never seen anything like it. And then all of a sudden, oh, let me hit you with a lariat and pin you. It was a really great opener. Laredo Kid comes out, and Látigo basically established himself as the heel, turning his back to Laredo Kid, which is essentially slapping them in the face. Right. It was really good.
It was.
I also really liked the setup to that match.
Right. It was a good setup to the match.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, let's try to make Rey de Reyes majestic again. So, do you want to do it per match, or do you just want to do general format?
What did we do last time?
I think we did match per match. Yeah.
Well, let's do it match by match.
All right. So let's start off with our the winner receives a World Cruiserweight opener with these guys. What I would have liked to have seen with this, especially
I would have liked to have seen some fans.
That's one thing I definitely think was missing, especially from this match.
There was so much room too. You could have
you can have some 6 feet apart people. They had people there. They had the owner and I think some of her little entourage there in attendance. Could you not have done at least something? We have
for some like VIP fans or family of the wrestlers or something.
We had some goddamn mud show wrestling people here booking and doing shows out. They were outside.
Right.
But they had guards out there, and especially with something like this is a very exciting match, but it just kind of fell flat because there was nobody fucking there.
Right.
And, I don't know the extent of what they can do.
Or they could have done, like, some fake crowd noise or something.
Right. I mean, for God's sake, it's not really... I don't think it was that challenging. They had the competitors there.
Right.
Couldn't you have not at least had somebody there? But other than that, I feel like these people, at least, try to set up too much. I feel like they were trying to do too much.
I think they were too safe.
There was definitely some things where they were being very careful, especially with
and they don't normally have events outdoors, do they?
I think they actually have more than you think. They actually do some in like soccer fields.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. No, this was nothing new.
It kind of felt off. It felt like they weren't used to.
Well, I don't think they were used to having the restrictions still. You would think they would have had that, but no, not quite yet. Especially with your guy.
Right.
Your guy was very slow.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe it wasn't booked well, or maybe somebody forgot because they were trying to do too much.
Right.
That's what I got out of it. They were trying to do too much, and they were setting it up with way too many people.
Yep.
And some of it worked, and some of it didn't definitely work.
Right.
And if it didn't, take that spot out. And I felt like this match maybe went a little bit longer than what I wanted it to. I felt like it went a little too long, where maybe if it ended maybe even 5 minutes before, it would have been a very spectacular match.
Right.
But that's just me personally speaking.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I agree.